Today we are going to Lamar Valley and Mammoth Hot Springs. Because Yellowstone is such a big national park, I like to split it up into more manageable sections, and then we visit a different section each day. In 2021, Dunraven Pass was closed, so that went into how I divided the east side of the park. Today's section requires a lot of driving, so you might want to take some Dramamine before watching this video, or you can skip to the different points of interest using the chapters in the description box below. It's about a 3-hour drive to Lamar Valley from West Yellowstone, which is where we're staying, and that's including a few quick stops for photos along the way. Since the valley is known for its wildlife, we had to get there pretty early in the morning while the wildlife is still active, so we left at 5 a.m. while it was still pretty dark outside, but we were also able to watch the sunrise most of the drive, and it was beautiful. Our first quick stop along the way was at Roaring Mountain. There wasn't much of a roar to it, and we actually could have skipped this one, and I don't think we would have missed much. But our next stop I really like, and we've always been really lucky spotting wildlife on this little side road to Sheepeater Cliff. One year we were even lucky enough to have a little dusting of snow, and that made this stop even prettier.
Hello? Animals? Probably would not be bad to have our bear spray. Oh gosh.
And now it's back on the road towards Lamar Valley.
I'm tired.
And of course, we're always listening to the Gypsy app while we're driving through the park.
Sees quite a lot of animal activity, especially during the spring and fall, and especially for the herding animals.
Okay.
If it's a nice clear day, then we should be enjoying a view of the notable peak to the right of the road ahead. That is Bison Peak.
They're related to
You can
Bison
hike to the
Burner.
top, and actually it's not too difficult. And here's some fun facts. Bison Peak is named after the guy who created the Bunsen burner, which you probably remember from high school chemistry.
We're an hour and a half into the drive, and this is where I think the Grand Loop Road is the prettiest, here at the Golden Gate Canyon. I like this section so much that I will stop at each pullout just so I can get another view. This is another area in the park that we were lucky enough to have just a little bit of snow one year. And this amazing scenic drive continues past the canyon area through these beautiful rock outcroppings that they call Hoodoos. This little loop road is so short it's ridiculous, and I love it. After the Hoodoos, we get beautiful views of the mountains and valley, but it's not the valley we're looking for. We still have another hour from here until we get to Lamar Valley. We're still on the lookout for animals though, because they can really be seen anywhere in the park. We are finally in Mammoth, and we're going to come back here later to check out the hot springs, the visitors area, and the elk that take over the visitors area.
Look at them all on the grass. It's crazy. Oh, there's a baby. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, yep. Oh God, don't look at us.
The elk can become aggressive, and they've been known to smash up cars that they see as threats, which always makes me nervous.
Don't come over here.
But wait until we come back this afternoon. It's kind of shocking how many people aren't nervous around the elk.
He's got his eye on that van. We have other animals to see, people, or elk. Move along.
Oops, we almost missed a stop on our itinerary, Blacktail Plateau Drive. It's a one-way 6-mile dirt road that took us almost an hour to drive. We didn't see any animals along the way, and I don't think that the views are any better than the ones you get on the main road. So now that we did it once, we probably won't do it again.
Bumpy road.
Brutal.
Wildlife. Come here. Meanwhile, on the main highway, we're seeing things left and right. Don't do it, people. Don't turn. Oh, not good. You chose wisely.
We visited the Petrified Tree the year before, and as someone who loves rocks, I have collected rocks my entire life, and I love history. This unfortunately didn't do anything for me. We finally made it to the Tower Roosevelt Junction, so now it's a little less than a half hour to Lamar Valley, and it's time to really be on the lookout for wildlife.
How far this is?
You forgot how far it was? I know. It's very, very, very far. You're keeping us from the wolves, Buffalo.
When I planned on looking for wildlife in Lamar Valley, I didn't exactly mean bison. While they are magnificent creatures, after seeing so many of them in the park, I start losing my appreciation for them, and I start getting impatient with them.
Do you see him running up there? Funny. Okay, Buffalo. I'm getting bored with you. We have to go see the friggin' wolves. Move. Like, how long can they just walk in the road?
I do end up falling back in love and appreciating them, usually once we start moving again. And speaking of bison, one year in this area, we came across one of the most unique wildlife experiences we've ever had in Yellowstone, a bison funeral. We don't know what happened to the poor bison that died, but the 4 other bison circled it for quite a while, and it's something that people have witnessed bison do before, but not much is known about that behavior. While everyone else stayed to see what was going to happen next in the circle of life, we continued on down the road.
Those people are gonna get buffaloed. But it's just standing in the middle of the freaking road. Is it doing scratching itself? Oh, jeez. Don't start scratching yourself on our car. There we go, people. Scooch it out of the way.
So, how do you spot wildlife in Lamar Valley, or really anywhere in Yellowstone? Well, first you keep your eyes peeled for movement, usually along the tree lines.
I think something, but I can't tell if it's... Look at
And second, you look for groups of vehicles parked along the side of the road, and they usually have big fancy cameras and scopes. That's when you know you should pull over and really look.
Wolves. Not black and gray.
Yeah.
Those kind of wolves.
Now for my disclaimer. We have been really lucky and have spotted a ton of wildlife in Lamar Valley: grizzlies, wolves, black bear, and bighorn sheep. But I don't have a fancy camera with big lenses or even a good tripod, so my photos and videos are pretty unimpressive. Not to mention I lost an entire SD card of wildlife images, so what I'm left with are some grainy, shaky footage of just a few of the animals we've seen. Can you see that little dot? That would be a wolf. Here, some of the pack is laying down in the sagebrush. Yeah, you're just gonna have to take my word for it.
I don't know if I have it in here.
You know, in between the trees over there.
Which one is that? Turn it right below that big tree. Or it's turning that way.
Oh, that's it. It's been pretty adventurous so far.
Yeah, this is a good trip.
We could have easily spent all day spotting wildlife and patiently watching them, but we had a few things that we passed earlier that we wanted to go back and see. Our first stop on the way back is Undine Falls, and it was a fine waterfall, but I do think the park has some better ones.
If we want to stop in Mammoth for the post office, stores, hotels, and other services, then we'll turn right at the
We are back in Mammoth, but we're just driving through again to make our way to the north entrance and the Roosevelt Arch.
This place is a mess. They're closing that off too. Pretty soon the whole place is gonna be closed.
I really wanted to see the Roosevelt Arch, so I'm glad we did, but we really didn't have time to do anything else in the area. One of the things I really wanted to do in the north entrance area is swim in the boiling river. It's one of the few areas you're allowed to swim inside the park, but unfortunately it was closed, and it's been closed for several years, so I don't know when or even if it's ever going to open back up. Now we're finally back in Mammoth, where we can see the havoc that the elk, or should I say the visitors, are causing in the area.
So insane. There's one over here.
Male or female?
There's a female right here.
Male over there.
It's so weird. And they're just in town. Like, why are you here? I guess because of all the lawn. It's probably the best place for
1,
them.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
And they've got ambulance on standby.
9, 10. Holy crap.
What does that tell you? Stop sign.
Yep, he almost ran that stop sign. Now we're just another visitor causing more havoc. It's pretty fascinating seeing these big animals casually walk through such a populated area, but it's even more fascinating watching the people.
I do not. I'm really scared. Good thing I'm not gonna
Everyone is pointing around to the back of your vehicles. Thank you. Back in your vehicle. Folks, my big guys, get back in your vehicle here. Thank you. Right now, folks, please back in your vehicle. He's on his way. Folks, back up here. Please get back in your vehicle across the road. Traffic moving, folks.
Never seen Jurassic Park.
Yeah, folks, back up here. Please get back in your vehicle across the road.
When we were all done with our wildlife and people watching, we ate some lunch and did some shopping in the souvenir shops before returning to Yellowstone's nature.
This is nice.
The Mammoth Hot Springs is a little different looking than the other thermal areas in the park, and it actually has the largest number of hot terraces in the world. We stopped at the lower terrace first to see the Liberty Cap, a 37-foot rock column, and the Pallet Hot Spring, which is a ridge of small, colorful terraces. And instead of walking the boardwalk to the upper terraces, we hopped back in the car and then drove the scenic 1.5-mile one-way road and stopped at each site. One year in the first parking lot area, we saw more than just tranquil hot springs. We spotted a bear across the road walking along the cliff. Other than the bear and the few thermal features we saw, I don't feel like there's as much to see in this area as others, but the drive is definitely beautiful and different.
Picture? No?
Okay.
Okay.
And there's no turning back at that.
Well done.
All right.
Yes.
And that's it for this section of the park. We are heading back to West Yellowstone the same way we came, tired from the long day, but happy with everything that we were able to do and experience.
I think there's a bathroom here. Do you need anybody?
Nope.